All right, good morning, everybody. This is the inaugural episode of, we'll come up with a name later, but the Trevor and Ryan
Yes, sir.
Sports Talk podcast. Before we get going, I just want to emphasize why we wanted to do this and why we came up with the idea of doing a sports podcast. Obviously, Ryan and I, for the exception of 1 year of varsity golf where I was one of the worst players, we never played sports in high school. We were never the most athletic guys ever. But we do have a shared passion and love for mainly football and basketball, but sports in general. I think we just love the competitive spirit and the energy that sports brings. And we obviously have our own favorite teams. And that was the inspiration for starting this episode. So Ryan, I'll hand it off to you to give a little introduction about yourself.
Wow. Well, no, that was really well said. I know honestly, it's just talking about sports is a lot of fun, and we just wanted to be able to, have a kind of a way to talk about it more in depth than just over phone calls or arguments over text. So we just thought, why not talk about it? And, share it with everyone else.
A little bit about me, real quick, before we get going. Name's Trevor. I'm a sophomore in college at the University of Arizona, and Ryan, you are also a sophomore in college. Where do you go to school?
That's right. And I'm a sophomore at Southern Methodist University, Dallas, Texas. Go Stangs. That's
Having
right.
quite the year in football this year, huh?
Hey, we're 9-2. Lost to Navy last week. Tough loss.
Tough loss. It's all right.
Jumped off sides on a 4th and 1. It happens. Though. Okay.
It happens.
It's okay. So after that, I think we should just jump right into just some NFL talk. A lot going on in football. We have a lot of different questions to talk about. A lot of competitive teams. But first, I'm kind of biased because I am a Cleveland Browns fan. But I just wanted to talk about the Cleveland Browns for a minute. Do they
Absolutely. They're an intriguing team.
That's right.
There's always something going on with them.
Do they have a chance? Do they have an opportunity to make the playoffs? A couple weeks ago they were 2-6. They were staring down. Freddie Kitchens maybe getting fired.
People were calling for his head after that Broncos game.
Yeah, some unrest.
But they seem to have figured out the offense a little bit. They beat Buffalo. And people are saying, they've played some easier games, but look, they beat Buffalo. Buffalo is 9-3. They just went into Dallas and looked really impressive.
And a lot of it is I think they jumped in way too soon with the nationally televised games. We were on Sunday night with the Rams. A lot in the spotlight. I think a lot of players assumed that we would be good. But no, I think the offense has looked a lot better. I think Kareem Hunt is a major difference. And Baker's looked a lot better recently. The schedule was really, really hard to start the year. Actually, the toughest schedule in football. But these last 6 weeks or so, I think are the second easiest schedule in the NFL. So I think they have a really good opportunity here to maybe even finish 10-6.
And here's how I look at it. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, it's okay.
You have 2 games against the Bengals. There's 2 automatic wins right there.
That's right.
I think the game against the Steelers on Sunday will decide your season. If you guys win this game, there is a very good possibility that you guys could win out, go 10-6, make the playoffs. You get by Pittsburgh, right? You're 6-6. You get 2 automatic wins against the Bengals, 8-6. You play the Cardinals.
I think the Cardinals game.
Play my Cardinals.
Tough game.
That is going to be a tough game. The Cardinals are 3-7, but we're very competitive. We gave the 49ers troubles. And they seem to be shutting down everybody on defense this year.
We lost 31-3. So.
There's a lot of games the Cardinals could have won, so that's not going to be an easy game, but a very winnable game. But here's how I look at it. I think they're favored in every game probably down the stretch, except for Baltimore. Baltimore is going to be the one game where you're probably the underdog.
Yeah, they're probably, the hottest team in football? No, for sure.
Easily. They're red hot right now.
So, no, I think we haven't beaten the Steelers, once, in a long time, but twice in the same season. That'd be amazing for Browns fans. So no, I think this game on Sunday is going to determine it. Pittsburgh's got a lot of injuries. James Conner, Juju Smith-Schuster.
And let's take a look at the playoff picture for a second in the AFC, the wild card race.
Oh, it's tough.
There's a lot of teams at 6-5. I think Pittsburgh currently holds the tiebreakers. I don't really know all the tiebreakers between them and I think it's Tennessee 6-5, Indianapolis is 6-5, Oakland 6-5.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a lot of clutter
for
that second wild card spot. You would think Buffalo has that first wild card spot locked up.
Probably.
3 games ahead of everybody.
I think Buffalo does have a pretty difficult schedule down the stretch.
They do.
I don't know it exactly, but I know they play New England. I know they play Philly. So, and Philly's not playing great this year, but they need some wins down the stretch, so that's going to be tough. But yeah, Buffalo probably has the first wild card spot locked up. Tennessee, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Indy, all competing for the second one.
And here's the thing, I look at it this way. Between all those teams, who has the best personnel? Cleveland.
Probably.
Cleveland has the most talented personnel between all those teams. You could argue Pittsburgh probably has the worst personnel.
Oh, no
between
doubt.
the injuries
and
everything
shows you
else.
How important coaching is, though.
Exactly.
Mike Tomlin.
Great coach, yeah.
Fantastic coach.
All right, but another question about the Browns real quick.
Yeah.
If they salvage this season, even if they don't make the playoffs, let's say they go 9-7, miss the wild card, does Kitchens stay as head coach? Or does he get the boot?
No, he probably stays.
You think he stays?
Yeah, I think at this point it's just firing him now.
Firing him after 1 year.
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield's already had 3 head coaches. This is his third head coach.
This is his third head coach in 2 years. I think
you guys need some stability.
I think the fan base is really, really trigger happy. They want instant success. I think a lot of times they're used to losing, and I think that they just, they get a few losses. They think, oh wow, we're just back to the same old. But no, I think he's learning. He's definitely experienced, made some crucial mistakes. But no, I think as long as the play calling gets better, continues to improve like it has the last few weeks, I think they'll be all right.
I think this is just another reason that proves how hard the NFL is.
Oh yeah,
all this hype around the Browns.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Baker looked good at the end of last year. Kitchens, an up-and-coming offensive-minded head coach. But you know what? The NFL's hard. Mm-hmm. And I think the Browns got humbled early in the season. They played some tough teams. They lost some games. They got blown out in a couple games. Yep. But here's the thing. Baker Mayfield has been very quiet the last few weeks. I haven't heard a lot of outbursts or trouble from him. He seems to be locked in and focused on these last 5 games. I think he has something to prove. I think a lot of people were starting to call him a little bit of a bust after the 2-6 start, which is very rushed. Obviously, the offensive line was awful the first part of the season. I don't know if they've gotten any better. I haven't really watched the Browns that closely.
They've gotten a little better. I think Baker's pocket awareness was
a little better,
lacking. I think it's gotten much better the last 2 weeks. I think he's only taken, I believe it is 2 sacks the last 2 weeks. So
that's good.
It's really been a lot better. That's against Pittsburgh and Miami. So it's not like Miami's a top tier defense, but Pittsburgh has been a really good defense actually the last month and a half, ever since they got Minkah Fitzpatrick. I think the offensive line's gotten better. I just really think Kareem Hunt's been the major difference maker. I think him and Chubb just create so many problems. Yeah. And I saw something the other day. It was the Cowboys lead the NFL with 6.6 yards per play, but when Chubb and Hunt are on the field, they average 7.1 yards per play, which is most in the NFL.
That's impressive.
I think
on the field together.
Yeah.
Really?
On the field together. So
interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah. So I think if they can continue,
But here's the thing: Kareem Hunt is a very versatile running back.
Oh yeah.
He can catch.
Yeah.
He can run, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Chubb can obviously run. I would definitely try and, if I'm Cleveland and you're looking for that offensive identity that people have been talking about, I would go through those running backs. Mm-hmm. Yes, you have weapons on the outside, but when you have Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb in the backfield, I would utilize that as much as possible down the stretch.
Yeah, no doubt. I think, I just really think that keeping Kareem after this year is really important. Yeah, I think he... I think he creates a lot of matchup problems.
Yeah.
Makes it really hard for the defense to focus on a running back.
Well, when you send him out on a passing route, if he's guarded by a linebacker, he's way too fast.
Oh, it's a big mismatch, yeah. I mean, he's had I think he's averaging like 6 or 7 targets a game through 3 games.
That's good.
He's getting the ball a lot.
I think Kitchens is figuring it out.
I hope so. I think so.
I think people
jump the gun
a little bit.
Yeah, maybe so.
In the offseason. And then look, the Cleveland Browns had a tough schedule the first 8 weeks of the season.
They did.
I mean, you had to go play at New England.
Yeah, I mean, what they have.
We had
the stretch of the Rams, the 49ers, the Seahawks, the Patriots. I mean, that 4 weeks is just...
That's a tough schedule. Yeah, that's tough.
That's almost impossible. But yeah, I don't know.
Moving on, we already touched on this already. We touched on the Baltimore Ravens.
A little bit.
And that leads us to another big question we wanted to talk about today. Should the Ravens be considered the AFC favorites after this hot stretch of football? I think they've won 7 in a row.
Is it 7 in a row now? What are they?
I believe so. 9-2.
Are they 9-2?
They are 9-2. They blew out New England. They blew out the Rams by 40.
They're blowing out everybody. By the way, I know we're not going to talk about it much, but the Rams, I don't know what's happening. Like, they look...
Yeah, they don't look like the same team.
I don't know if it's the play calling. I don't know if it's Goff. I don't know if it's Gurley.
They
just don't look the same. I think
they have an offensive line issue.
Yeah.
And Goff reminds me a lot of Dak Prescott, where if Dak Prescott has a great O-line, great weapons around him, he looks like an A-level quarterback.
Yeah.
But when he has a bad O-line, Zeke gets shut down, defense has an off night, Dak Prescott's not able to will a team to victory. Yeah. And that kind of reminds me of Jared Goff a little bit. When the offensive line and the running game go down the hole, go down, nowhere near as effective, Goff looks like a very average to below average quarterback.
Yeah, at best he looks average. I mean, he's had a big turnover problem this year. I know he's had a lot of interceptions, a lot of fumbles. I think a lot of it is Todd Gurley, but just that arthritis, keeping him off the field for like.
And the Rams are stuck. Snaps. The Rams are stuck. They paid Goff big money this offseason.
They paid everyone.
They're stuck with him for I think 3 or 4 years. I think it's at least 4 years now.
Yeah, I think they paid Gurley too, which I mean he deserved it, but just.
I agree.
The knee problems are just tough.
Yeah, Gurley does not look like the same runner.
He really doesn't. But yeah, back to the Ravens. I'm sorry about that.
No worries, it's okay.
But no, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they have to be the AFC favorites, right? I mean, I think they have to be.
I say no chance they're the AFC favorites.
Really?
I say New England's the AFC favorites as long as it goes through Foxborough.
I don't know.
As long as New England gets home field advantage, even if they have to run through, even if they play the Chiefs, the Chiefs in the divisional, and then
I believe
they
play them in 2 weeks, so that'll be interesting.
That'll be an interesting game. I think if the AFC goes through New England should be the favorites in the AFC.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think the Ravens. You look at Lamar Jackson and that running game is just. I don't know. It's impossible to stop. New England couldn't stop it. And New England, the most terrifying thing about them is their pass defense, and I worry about their ability to stop. I mean, I worry about anyone's ability to stop this running game.
I agree with you, but I also have to understand that Bill Belichick is the coach for the New England Patriots, and he was taking notes during that Ravens game. He was seen on camera taking notes. No way that Baltimore beats him twice the same way as they beat him the first time.
Oh no, they won't beat him the same way, no doubt. But
I think defense it's a lot like the NBA. Defenses pick up in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
In the NFL, just as much as they do in the NBA.
I mean, the Ravens defense has played a lot better the last month or so. So, I mean, look, they shut the Rams down. I mean, they shut Tom Brady down.
We'll see how Lamar does in the playoffs. We saw what he looked like in that one playoff game last year. That might not be a fair comparison. That game against the Chargers, where he did not look like a quarterback for 3 quarters.
Yeah, well, honestly, okay. I mean, I won't talk about this much, but I still don't trust Lamar throwing fully. Okay,
fully.
The running game opens up the passing game so well. It makes it because
it's a perfect storm of scheme, personnel.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean,
Mark Ingram was a huge pickup for them in the offseason. He's been really good.
He's been fantastic.
They're deep at running back. They don't have the best receiving core, but they have speed, and I think that's a very underrated aspect of that offense.
I think the thing is they're playing really. They're just playing. They're throwing they're running routes that Lamar can hit them easily, right? They're wide open. A lot of times, he's not throwing into super tight windows.
No,
he's throwing a lot of slants.
And I think it's due to the speed they have on the outside. Marquise Brown, incredibly fast.
Willie Snead's been okay this year. I mean, they have Mark Andrews on the inside.
He's been really good for them. He's been solid, yeah. He's been solid.
So, yeah, for sure. And I want to touch on something else as well. Some people have been saying that the Tennessee Titans could be a wild card threat this year. And honestly,
the Tennessee Titans, man.
I don't know what to think of them. All right, listen, they benched Mariota in week against Denver, 4 or 5 weeks.
I think they were 2-4 when they benched Mariota
after beating Cleveland by 30 to open the year. But yeah,
I think they can.
I have questions about if Ryan Tannehill can actually lead them to the playoffs. And
the Titans are just one of those teams that are consistently average every year.
Yeah,
I feel like 3 years in a row they go 9-7. They either sneak into the playoffs or they just miss it.
Yeah, and also it'll be interesting to see Ryan Tannehill against some top tier teams. I mean, the last 3 weeks of the season they play Houston twice and New Orleans once. So it's just like those last 3
and
weeks.
And they play Indianapolis this Sunday, which Indianapolis is their kryptonite.
And they play Oakland. So
they don't have one easy game down the stretch.
Yeah, none of these games are easy. So I don't know. I have questions about if Ryan Tannehill can. He's taken a lot of sacks. I think he's taken 18 or 19 sacks in the last 4 or 5 games. And I don't know. He's completed 72% of his passes, which is that sustainable?
I will say this: Tannehill has been able to open up the offense a little bit because he can run. His ability to run a little bit has helped Derrick Henry.
I was surprised by that.
I did not see that either. Yeah. And Derrick Henry's been exploding the last few games. He had a huge week last week against Jacksonville, which he seems to do every year, but still.
I don't know what it is. after last year's few games, I thought, maybe this is a fluke. Maybe this is a few really good games, right? Because before that, he was an average running back at best. But,
all right, so that brings up a good question. Who's going to win that second AFC wildcard spot? 5 teams are vying for one spot. Who do you think wins it if you had to pick today?
Being unbiased, if I had to pick today, honestly, that's tough. I would probably go with someone in the AFC South. I think I'd go with Indy, honestly.
Indy?
Honestly. And I know they're not the flashiest team. They're not the fanciest team with the star players.
Yeah.
And, but I just think their O-line...
Their O-line's great.
Fantastic. I think...
Brissett doesn't make mistakes.
No, he doesn't lose them games.
He doesn't lose them games, exactly. He's not going to...
And everyone's going to point to the game with Miami. They lost. They lost to Miami and Indy.
But Miami's playing better.
Brian Hoyer was their quarterback. All right.
Exactly.
Brissett was out.
Exactly.
So, yeah. No, I actually like Indy for that. Although the Texans could maybe...
The Texans are winning the division right now.
They are. But I don't know. If they slip a little bit... I still think they.
Here's the thing: the AFC South is up for grabs.
Oh, yeah,
Indy,
no
Tennessee, Houston, they could all win the division. They could all one of them end up in the wild card. It's an intriguing division.
Jacksonville, another lost season, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know. And here's the thing: you would think before they traded Jalen Ramsey, you thought they have a good team.
Nick Foles.
They have weapons.
Nick Foles is good. I mean, DJ Chark's
been great this year.
DJ Chark.
Leonard Fournette's an excellent running back.
Yeah, I mean, they have a decent supporting cast. I don't know. I don't know enough about their team, but I think that maybe their defense.
There's a lot of personality, I think, in that locker room.
Yeah, and just their defense seems to be giving up a lot of points.
Yeah.
They gave up 30-something to the Titans?
40, I think it was like 42, 42-17 or something like that was the score last week.
Yeah, you can't do that. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's a very...
All right, we've been talking a lot about the AFC, but in the NFL, there's this other conference called the NFC.
Better teams in the NFC.
I got a quick question for you, Ryan.
Yes.
Are the 49ers the team to beat in the NFC?
Oh, for sure. No doubt.
For sure, no doubt.
No, I honestly think that they're the team to beat in all football.
All football?
Yeah.
Most complete team, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, I think, Baltimore, elite run game, elite offense. I still have questions if they can run that successfully against a team like the 49ers. And funny enough, they play on Sunday.
They play them on Sunday.
So we'll see how it goes. But no, I really think the 49ers are the most complete team. My only question, and a lot of people love Jimmy Garoppolo, right? But I don't know. I have my questions about him. I watch him in that Seahawks game.
Love him or hate him, he wins. He's a winner.
Yeah, I guess. But I just, a lot of these games are won by their defense, right? Their defense is elite. Linebackers, and
their D-line is insane.
Secondary,
good. They get after the quarterback like no one else in this league.
No, the pressure that their D-line gets.
Bosa, Buckner,
they got
Armstead.
Eric Armstead. They got Fred Warner is their linebacker.
Yeah.
He's been a top 10 linebacker this year.
And look, that secondary, Sherman,
Richard Sherman, and then what is it?
I wish we knew the other guy.
I think it's Akeem Witherspoon. I think.
Okay.
And they've been fantastic. Emmanuel Mosley stepped in for Witherspoon when he was hurt. They've been really good. I don't know. I really don't see a team scoring a lot on them.
And Kyle Shanahan's a great coach.
Oh,
we were talking about
that's the thing.
Sean McVay being the next young stud in the NFL. Well, Kyle Shanahan isn't coming. He's arrived.
Oh yeah, no, he's
and
here.
I think the 49ers could be good now for the next 5 years.
Well, I think the best coaches mask their players' weaknesses, and I think he does that really well with Jimmy Garoppolo.
He does do a great job with that.
He established the run game earlier in the year, right? So
they have good running backs.
Everyone's aware of that. Yeah, they're a really deep running back. They have
Coleman, Breida. Breida is fast. He is lightning quick.
I've said this for a while now. I think Mostert's their best running back. They're not going to start him. I watch him run. He's explosive. He's the great combination of power and speed.
We didn't even mention this guy, but probably the best tight end in football, George Kittle.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Best combination of blocking and receiving. Yeah,
he's been fantastic. I mean, who's better than him?
Combination. I think he's the best. I think Kelsey might be a better receiving tight end.
I completely forgot about Kelsey and the Chiefs, which we shouldn't do because as soon as Mahomes gets healthy, that team gets healthy. Chiefs aren't going to be any easy out in the playoffs either.
Yeah, no doubt. But
back to the 49ers. I think.
I don't know. I really like them to.
That's going to be a tough team to beat, man.
Yeah,
that's just going to be a tough team to beat.
I think their defense is better than New England's.
Is there one team in the NFC that could give them problems that you think? Seattle obviously beat them.
Seattle beat them.
But they had a chance to win that game. Garoppolo didn't play that well.
Russell Wilson. I really think Russell Wilson is. He can beat anyone. But I don't know. Seattle, I think, is the biggest problem for them. But yeah, no, Seattle or New Orleans. I think New Orleans, especially in the Superdome, would give San Fran problems.
Yeah.
I think Drew Brees, I think he has 50 2-minute drills or 50 last-minute drives, something like that. It's insane.
That's ridiculous.
Maybe I might be getting that number totally wrong, but I know he has a ton of last-second comebacks, last-minute comebacks. He had one against Carolina a few weeks ago. I don't know. I think a team like that could give them trouble.
I agree.
And I worry about Jimmy G in clutch situations. I think
really
against Seattle.
Interesting.
Listen. You look at the games I have this year. How many of them have been down to the wire? How many of them have had Jimmy G say,
both the Cardinals games.
Go get it. Okay, yeah, that's
He
true.
tore up that Cardinals secondary that's been tearing up nobody this year.
I don't know what's happened to, has Patrick Peterson done anything this year? I don't know what's really happened to him. Is he
we have
has he dropped off, or is it just the rest of the secondary?
He hasn't played good. We need another corner on the other side to him, and we need linebackers.
Okay. Jordan Hicks has played well this year, right?
We need another middle linebacker.
Another
Suggs is a little old, but
yeah, no, but I think I don't know. I don't know if Jimmy G and Seattle's defense is like average at best, and he shouldn't have even gotten into position to kick that field goal. Like he threw 2 passes right.
He
through
did.
the hands
Yeah,
of
I
the
watched the end of
linebackers.
that game. He should have lost.
I think they're the most complete team in the NFL, but I have a little bit of concern about Jimmy G in clutch moments. So, but we'll see how it goes. Do we want to talk about anything?
Last question,
NFL?
real quick, on the NFL before we move on.
Yeah, sure.
Who's your MVP right now?
I've doubted Lamar from the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've said I don't know if he can throw, but like you have to put him at the top right now, right? Do you think so?
I say he's second to Russell Wilson.
Really?
And here's why I say that.
Really?
I think Lamar's in a perfect situation for him to succeed.
Yeah.
Great O-line, great tight end, great running backs. Defense that's playing great right now.
That's true. The situation is really good for him.
I think if Russell Wilson didn't start for Seattle, I think that team would completely fall apart, wouldn't even be competitive. I think Russell Wilson means more to his team than Lamar Jackson does. Yeah. And that's, to me, what the most valuable player is.
Yeah, no, that's really fair.
I can't deny what Lamar's been doing to all the best teams in the NFL, even Seattle.
Yeah.
Went into Seattle, won, crushed New England, went into the...
I mean, who's slowed him down, really? I mean, he's thrown, I think...
Cleveland did, right?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I think he's thrown either 5 or 6 interceptions on the year, which is not a lot for a guy who I had questions about throwing the ball. But 2 of them were against Cleveland and 3 were against Pittsburgh. So, other than those 2 teams,
divisional opponents, there you go.
No one's really slowed him down. So, we'll see how it goes, but... I think Lamar.
We'll see. The NFL's intriguing this year.
He has to be at the top right now. I think, and I really think if Mahomes beats New England, I think if he comes back, people are forgetting about him. He got injured for a few weeks.
People are. Yeah.
They're sleeping on him a little bit.
They are.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Lamar has to be at the top right now.
All right.
And by the way, Michael Thomas has been amazing this year. It's always going to be quarterbacks winning the MVP, but he's had
a great year.
He's averaging 108 yards a game. He has 1 drop on the season, 13 receiving yards.
Yeah, he's playing good.
He's been crazy. So
he's very quietly the best receiver in the NFL right now.
Oh yeah, no, I think
he
has to be the best receiver in the NFL.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so enough on the NFL. Right now we actually have a good college football game going on as we speak. It's the Ohio State-Michigan game, and right now Ohio State is up 28-16.
Second half just started.
Yeah, I think so. I believe Ohio State has the ball, but it's still 28-16. So I don't know. I think. Do you think that they're the best team in college football right now?
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yes.
You think so?
Really?
No doubt.
No doubt. Okay. Second to me is Clemson, and I know people are gonna hate me for that.
My.
But if we're talking about raw talent, Clemson is easily the second most talented team in college football. Trevor Lawrence, absolute stud. ETN, their running back, is unbelievable. He's going to be probably a first-round pick.
Really?
And that defense every year has NFL players all over at all 3 levels. But I do think this year Ohio State is the most talented team in football. They don't have a weakness.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're
NFL
talent everywhere on that team. Okay. And Chase Young's the best player in college football.
You think so?
And they just scored another touchdown. It's 35-16.
Michigan can't stop. Michigan hasn't been the top 10 team since
And
since
I feel bad for Michigan.
Jim Harbaugh showed up. That's terrible.
Really? They haven't been a top 10 team?
Yeah, I don't think they have.
Wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, do you keep Harbaugh for that much longer? I mean...
He's not going to get fired this year, I don't think.
So?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. He hasn't beaten Ohio State, though, which isn't good.
I mean, he hasn't beaten that
He hasn't beaten anybody.
Team.
He hasn't had that win yet, you know? That win
Exactly.
that, like...
I mean, they've been good. They haven't gone...
They haven't been elite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but back to Ohio State, yeah. They have... Chase Young's going to be a top 5 pick. The
top 3.
The cornerback, I forgot his name.
Was it Fields?
No, the cornerback.
Corner?
They have a corner who's also going to be a top 5 pick. Justin Fields has been excellent for them this year. That team just doesn't have a weakness.
Yeah,
and they have
J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins has been going off today. He's got 145 yards and 3 touchdowns 3 minutes into the third quarter.
Oh, that's not fair. Yeah, and this is against the supposed top 15 team.
Right, Michigan's a good defense.
Yeah, the thing is, okay, listen. I'm really surprised what you said about Clemson.
I think Clemson is extremely talented.
I mean, okay, I think they're really talented too, but, you know, it's like... I mean,
ignore the first half of the season. They were like the Warriors of 2 years ago, where they sleepwalked through the regular season.
Anyone can be good, and they play one top 25 team all year.
Yeah, but you can't help who your schedule is. You can't help that the ACC is absolute garbage this year.
I mean, you can't help it.
Watch out for Clemson. If it's a Clemson LSU 2-3 semifinal, I'm betting Clemson wins that game.
Really?
LSU is not good enough defensively.
Wow. LSU has the wins. You know, they have the wins. They beat Florida. They beat Florida by what? You know, double digits. They beat Auburn.
Beat Auburn.
You know,
they obviously beat Alabama.
They beat Alabama. I mean, they've beaten
with a 75% healthy too. I'll just throw that in there.
I mean, yeah, okay, listen, but they've beaten the teams. Okay, they've beaten the teams. You know, their defense hasn't been great, which normally it is. I'm surprised about that. But Joe Burrow's he's been unbelievable. You know, I think he might win the Heisman. I really think he might.
I think he has it locked up, Joe Burrow.
I think he is. You know,
I think how he's played in big games this year.
Yeah, exactly. Trevor Lawrence doesn't have the spotlight this year. Tua's got hurt.
Yeah,
I don't really see anyone else.
I mean, honestly, like, I'd say Burrow's 1, and then what? Could you argue Chase Young goes number 2 in Heisman? Because what other player is?
What's Herbert from Oregon?
No, I don't think
he hasn't done that much.
I mean, Oregon just lost to ASU.
Exactly.
So if you want to give him the Heisman after that, be my guess. But I don't necessarily agree with that.
Yeah, no, I think Burrow has it locked up, but no, I think LSU's the best team in the country.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Any concerns about that defense giving up 37 to Ole Miss, 41 to Alabama, 40 to Texas?
Listen. If you look at Ole Miss, that's bad. All right, what is it? 37? Yeah, that's.
Now their offense put up 60, but
I mean, okay, their offense is like
their offense is loaded.
I don't know how you stop that. I don't know what exactly it is.
Quietly, one of the best running backs in football, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh yeah, no, he's
LSU.
been amazing.
He's been that game against Alabama opened people's eyes, but he is a stud.
No one's really been paying attention to him. Everyone's looking at Burrow, but no, he's been fantastic.
He has been fantastic.
I know. What is it? I don't know how you stop that offense, and I think Ohio State. I don't know Fields. I watch him make some throws, and he just sometimes he just misses the simple 5-8 yard outside throws, and I look at Burrow and I look at him throwing passes over the middle, perfect throws, and I just think, I'd rather have Joe Burrow in that offense than Ohio State's offense right now. And Ohio State's offense is lights out, no doubt, but I don't know. I have to take LSU right now, so we'll see.
Really,
it'll be really interesting.
I think LSU is third behind Ohio State and Clemson right now.
I put LSU 1, Ohio State 2, Clemson 3.
Oh, if we're talking
Georgia
about
4.
rankings, I think LSU is going to finish 1 or 2. I'm talking about most talented teams.
Okay.
Give me your top 4. Give me your top 4.
No.
For the rankings, what do you think it'll be?
I do think it's LSU 1. I think it's
really okay.
Ohio State 2, Clemson 3, and if Alabama beats Auburn, you have to put Georgia in, I guess. But if
Georgia will have a second. If LSU beats Georgia next weekend in the SEC championship game, Georgia's out with 2 losses. You would assume, right?
Yeah, and I think Alabama could sneak in if they beat Auburn today. But if they lose to Auburn, no, I think Georgia has it on lock. I mean, who's even behind them? I mean, you have Oregon who've just lost.
You have Utah, Oklahoma,
Penn State lost,
Minnesota.
There's just no one. I don't think there's any. There's a big gap.
Yeah, there's a huge gap.
The top 5 teams.
Yeah, there is.
After Alabama,
look at 5 to 6. Alabama 5, Utah 6. I think with Mac Jones, Alabama wins by at least 2 touchdowns. Really? Neutral site.
Oh, against
Utah.
Okay, yeah.
Against Utah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I think so too. Utah? Okay, honestly, I haven't watched much of them this year, but are they undefeated?
They are 10-1.
What was their loss? Do you know?
They lost to USC early in the season.
They really? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just there's just a big gap between the top 5. And
All right, so here's where it could get a little interesting, though. What if Georgia beats LSU?
If Georgia beats LSU,
they both would probably get in.
Georgia's for sure in the top 4, and I think LSU stays in the top 4. I think that they both get in.
Here's the thing: if Alabama wins today, LSU and Alabama for the 4th spot, you'd have to give it to LSU.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I think the only way Alabama gets in is if they beat Auburn, and then Georgia loses to LSU in the championship game.
What about Oklahoma? Because people are saying they could still get in. They win today. They win against Baylor in the Big 12 championship game.
Yeah, I mean, that comeback was fantastic. I will say.
But how are you down that much in the first place?
Yeah, 28-3?
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's a Baylor?
And I don't think Baylor is the 9th best team in college football.
No, I don't
care what anyone says.
I mean, I think they're an above-average team who preyed on bad teams.
Like, I remember their non-conference. They were... I forgot who they played in the non-conference, but like it was straight no-name schools across the board.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think they have a good offense, but
they played Stephen F. Austin, UTSA, Rice, and
Wow.
They played
so
Stephen F. Austin, UTSA, Rice.
Like you can get away with that if you're in a great conference.
Right. Big 12 is decent, not great.
Bama can get away with that, but the Big 12, other than Oklahoma, has looked real bad this year. Texas was supposed to be really good.
What happened to Texas? That's a good question.
What do they have? 4 losses now?
5.
5, yeah.
I think Texas is 6-5.
I honestly don't know what happened to that team, but they've looked terrible.
Yeah. They have.
So I don't know. I think Oklahoma. I don't think they get in. No, I don't think so. I think you have to put in.
So you think Bama's gonna sneak in at 4, unless they lose today?
If they win today.
Do you think they have to win convincingly?
No, because I think everyone realizes how good Auburn's defense is. I mean, Bo Nix on the offensive end just can't score. He can't. You never see him throw over the middle. He always throws short passes to the outside.
He's a true freshman or a redshirt freshman?
No, he's a redshirt.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but
give him a year.
Yeah,
might be your year next year.
Yeah, no, I mean maybe he needs to improve.
Here's the thing: if there's ever a year for Auburn, next year probably is the year. Tua and Burrow are going to the NFL. Yeah, there goes Alabama and LSU. You get LSU at home next year.
Yep.
Now you're gonna have to go into Bryant-Denny and beat Bama, but we'll see.
But hey, I mean, if any team can get in the playoff with 2 losses, it's Auburn with that schedule. So we'll see how it goes. But our defense is just absolutely lights out. Top 3 in college football.
Okay, real quick, my top 4 before we move on.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go. Ohio State will stay at 1. I think LSU's gonna be 2. Clemson's gonna be 3, and I think Oklahoma will sneak in at 4.
You really think Oklahoma sneaks in?
I think Utah's going to lose.
What do you think happens? You think?
I think Utah's going to lose to Oregon in the Pac-12 championship game.
I think so too.
And I don't think Bama's deserving. I'm sorry. I hope Bama loses today because it makes it easier for the committee. I just don't think Bama's deserving.
Think they're deserving even if they beat Auburn today?
That's your 1 win on the season against a 3-loss Auburn team. That will be a 4-loss Auburn team after today. Look, Auburn's a good team.
Yeah.
But if that's your signature win,
that's fair.
That's not good enough. Ohio State will have top 10 wins. LSU will have top 10 wins. Clemson won't, but they'll be undefeated, so that's a little bit of a catalyst. Alabama, for me, sure. There was a stat. Alabama's wins against opponents, I think their opponents have the worst win percentage of any team in college football.
Are you serious?
And they play nobody in the non-conference. They haven't beaten anybody.
Yeah, no.
And you have to take into consideration Tua not playing.
No, yeah, no.
I mean, if Mac Jones looks bad today and it's like a 17-20 type game where you get a defensive touchdown and a block field goal return for a touchdown or something like that. Kind of like how it worked for Auburn a few years ago. I don't think Bama's deserving.
Oh, that was beautiful.
And here's the thing, Oklahoma.
That was so beautiful.
Oklahoma has wins against top 10 teams according to the committee rankings. Whether or not we think Baylor is a top 10 team.
Okay.
Whether or not we think Texas is good anymore. Texas was ranked in the top 15 when they beat them. And actually Oklahoma didn't play anyone in the non-conference either.
Really, all I'm going to say is you look at their loss. I mean, they lost.
It's a bad loss.
I mean, they lost to Kansas State, right?
If you're comparing losses, Alabama's loss is a lot better than Oklahoma's for sure.
And the thing is, I don't know.
But also that conference championship. aspect of it,
Sure,
which
sure,
the committee
sure.
said that they will take into consideration.
That is important, yeah. But like even if you take that into like Georgia, like there's Georgia there. Like let's say Georgia, even if they lose to LSU in the
But
SEC
let's talk
championship.
about losses. Georgia has the worst loss of anybody. At home to South
Yeah, that's
Carolina.
fair. I mean, they lost to South Carolina. What? Clemson's up 31-3 right now
Right.
on South Carolina. So
Yeah.
I suppose.
They lost to South Carolina at home, Ryan. At home.
Yeah, I watched the end of that game. Jake, I mean, I don't know what happened to Fromm.
Yeah, I
He
don't know
did
why
not-
Fromm has so much NFL attention.
I really don't know. I mean,
I
he
don't get
seems
it with
like
him.
I don't know if he can really make consistent throws.
I don't
Downfield.
see it. Again, we're not football analysts or scouts, but I don't see it with Fromm.
Yeah,
I don't even see it with Herbert that much, but people are very high on him.
People are really high on Herbert. I feel like Herbert's going to turn into one of those just like average pocket passers. I don't know. I don't really see it.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't know.
Like maybe like a Foles kind of guy. I don't know.
Okay, that's not a bad comparison.
Like, that's like where I could see him ending up, but
Fromm reminds me of the stereotypical 6'4", 6'5", pocket quarterback that can't move.
Wait, so Blake Bortles?
Pretty much. Or like, well, Blake Bortles could actually run a little bit. I'm trying to think of like,
sure.
literally like a freaking Phillip Rivers. But like,
So just a bad Phillip
not
Rivers?
quite as good. Yeah,
Yeah.
a poor man's Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers of this year.
Or like a Derek Carr or something like that.
Sure. Yeah, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens today. But looks like Clemson and Ohio State are both gonna stay undefeated. Yeah.
And who's LSU play today?
Just I have no idea.
I forgot.
Does LSU even? They probably play like
Oh, it's Texas A&M. Texas A&M.
A&M's like a couple years away. Honestly, Jimbo Fisher's there.
People were saying that Jimbo Fisher should be on the hot seat, but I
No,
don't get that at all.
You have to give him time. Like
And they played a brutal schedule. They played Clemson.
really hard schedules
non-conference.
are really hard when you're trying to establish your own like recruiting
That's the
base.
problem, yeah.
Your
You need to
own
win.
Players,
You need to win.
Because a lot of the players on that team are still from the former head coach.
Someone who
also yeah.
I want out at U of A. I want him fired.
Oh, is he that big of an issue? Is he really?
Well, we don't play defense, and now we don't have offense either. I would say
Really? What
don't
happened?
fire him after this year.
What happened to Khalil Tate?
I-
Does he not?
He's just not that good at football. I think people
Really?
figured him out,
Okay.
and he got hurt a lot.
Okay.
Injuries prevented him from being the
Can
full
he
runner.
not throw?
He can throw, but it's the same pass every time. It's either a deep ball or a bullet pass.
Okay.
Watching their
There's
games,
no touch.
he's not a very developed thrower.
Sure.
He gets injured a lot. He's a great runner.
Why is
Which
he-
is
does
the
he get-
reason why he
is
gave defense issues.
Is it
But
just fluke injuries, or is it like he's aggressive?
no,
running?
I mean he's a runner, so he
Okay.
gets hit
Yeah,
a
there you
lot.
go. There you go.
He had a lot of ankle issues,
There you go.
stuff like that.
And classic Pac-12 team, you just can't play defense.
How about classic SEC team this year can't play defense?
Okay. Well,
What was that Bama LSU score again? 46-41? That was a Big
Listen,
12 game, right? Oh,
I
no, it was
mean-
an SEC game.
All I'm gonna say is, when you have NFL players playing college games, it's gonna be high scoring.
Okay.
But you know what? You've convinced me. Auburn has the best defense in the country. Held LSU to 23 points. Don't forget that.
Best defense in the country.
Who's better?
Wow.
Who's better?
They have 4 losses.
3.
3, excuse me.
But it's not because of the defense. It's all on the offense.
It is a good defense.
Held
Yeah.
Georgia to 21 points. I mean, they hold these
Yeah,
teams to. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I mean,
That's up for debate. You could
Yeah.
argue Clemson is a better defense, but who else?
here's the thing. The most points they've given up this year is 21, 6, 16.
Maybe 27. Maybe Florida?
24? I think it was 24 to Florida. That's
Yeah.
actually really good.
See, so
Wow.
I mean and that's with an inept offense. If we had even an average quarterback, and listen, I'll give Bo Nix time, but an average quarterback, it'd be a lot better. So,
I forgot you don't even go
yeah,
to
I don't
Auburn.
even go there. But listen, hey, I still went to an Auburn.
But your
game.
Mustangs are playing good this year.
Hey, 9-2.
Could they make a New Year's Six bowl or no?
If we hadn't lost to Navy? That lost to Navy. I mean, Navy's a good team.
Are you guys going to the AAC championship or no?
We lost to Memphis on national television.
I remember
Close-
that. I watched that game.
Really close game. Crazy game, actually.
It was an offensive affair.
Yeah, the defense just can't stop anyone. But, yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, we love football, but we also love basketball. All right, so we've been doing a lot of football talk today, and with good reason. College football is in bowl season. The NFL is coming down the stretch, but there's this other sport called the NBA that is about a month into the regular season, and we're starting to see some surprises, some contenders, some not so contenders, the Knicks, the Warriors. So I want to talk a little bit about the NBA here. I played basketball growing up, actually.
Wow.
In like
Good
7th grade. I've actually played against Nico Mannion before.
I remember you mentioned that.
And Nico just hit a game winner the other night.
How's he playing?
He's playing great. He's actually playing really well. He had you saw his game winner the other night.
You think he'll be a lottery pick? Maybe. First rounder?
End of the lottery, yeah. If a team needed a point guard.
Middle of the pack first rounder then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I think he's a gifted basketball player.
Okay.
I would love for him to stay another year and win a national championship, but that's besides the point.
Oh, okay. I mean, at least my team made a final. Final 4 run, baby.
Oh my god.
I'm wearing the shirt.
Hey,
That's
Bruce
right.
Pearl. How many times has he broken the NCAA rules?
All I'm gonna say is, as long as we win.
I shouldn't be talking Sean Miller's.
I don't care how we do it. Yeah, how much you paid DeAndre Ayton? $100K?
He's worth it. He averaged 22 and 15 in college. I'll pay him $200K.
Yeah, he was a beast. He's still a beast in the NBA. Okay, so anyway, we wanted to start off. Wait. Hold on 1 second. Oh, never mind. I thought Fields got hurt, but he came back. My apologies. So we wanted to talk about the NBA, just like how some surprise teams to start the year. The NBA has actually had some interesting teams come alive this year, and also some surprise bad teams. And it seems to be like the tale of the newcomer this year. A lot of teams that weren't there last year are there this year. And so I wanted to start off with a team that I was really surprised about so far this year is the Miami Heat.
In a good way, right?
Yeah, in a good way for sure. I just they've been really, really good. I did not expect them to be. I expected them to be like a 5-7 seed. Because
they drafted really well.
Because they had Jimmy Butler, right? He's like a top 5 both like a
two-way player.
He's kind of like a little bit worse than Paul George in terms of a two-way player. Mm-hmm. Really good offensive player, but also a great defender. They just have really good team chemistry. They're a really good defensive team. I think they're like 7th in defense defensive rating this season as a team, and they've done a really good job passing the ball. They're 7th in assists per game this year. They've done a really good job distributing the ball. Jimmy Butler's done a great job passing the ball, which you don't see out of like a forward shooting guard kind of guy a lot. And they're undefeated at home. Which,
really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's an interesting stat.
I think they're 11-5. I think, and they're
13-5.
13-5. Yeah.
And they drafted really well.
Yeah, Tyler Hero.
And the other guy, Kendrick Nunn.
Kendrick Nunn.
He's been playing good for them.
Wasn't he in the G League last year?
Maybe not. Okay, well, I never heard of him.
But. Yeah, no, but regardless, they've done a really good job. They have 6 players shooting 38% or better from 3, and these are all players with a role in the team. So I don't know. I think they've done really well. Great team chemistry. And honestly, I think they could be a top 3 seed in the East and really make a deep run. I really like them.
You think they can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yes.
Is that their peak? Could they beat a Milwaukee or a Philly or a Boston?
I think they could beat Boston.
Because Boston's personnel isn't
Milwaukee's really good.
Yeah, Milwaukee's really good.
I
think Giannis is on.
I watched them last night, because they played my Cavs, of course. Close game. We were down by 23, came back, pulled within 2. Hey, we almost did it. But,
almost won. Still lost, but almost won.
Hey, at least we didn't. Wow, we lost by 40 to the Mavericks, and I went to that game. I don't know. I really like them. I don't know if they can make it to the finals this year. But I think they can definitely make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Good.
I really like them. But yeah, I don't know. What do you have anyone that you're kind of
my surprise team? I'm gonna stay in the East.
Really?
I think a lot of people thought they would be a decent team, but nobody thought they would be as good as they are right now. And I'm gonna go with Toronto.
Okay.
Toronto is 14-4. He's not getting a lot of talk to be in the MVP race, but I think Pascal Siakam is a top 5 MVP candidate.
Dude. Top 5, really?
Averaging 25 points and 8 rebounds a game this year.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He's an improved outside shooter as well.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle Lowry's playing great. Fred VanVleet has also been playing really well for them. Again, it's a personnel thing. I don't know if Toronto is good enough to match up with Milwaukee. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just don't know if Siakam can.
Can Siakam carry the load?
We'll see.
Like how he is right now? I don't know, but he's playing great right now. I think he could be. He's not a top 3 MVP candidate, but I would put him at 5th. I'd say
Really?
I'd say LeBron 1. I'd go Luka
boy.
2, Giannis 3.
Oh,
I don't know. Those 3 are ahead of everybody.
Okay.
That's not a good order. I don't know what the order would be with them 3.
Okay.
I would say Harden is somewhere in there, and then I would put Pascal at the bottom of that.
Okay. You look at Siakam, and he's just like, dude, his like wingspan is insane.
Yeah.
Like he's
He's
like
a tough matchup.
He's so athletic, and he's like so long.
He's one of those guys where if you put a big man on him, he can go by him. If you put a guard on him, he can back him down. He's a tough guard. He's a tough matchup for.
Did he remind? He looks like his like how long he is. He reminds me of like kind of like Durant. Like he just looks so long. Like
he is,
kinda,
a little bit. Not quite the pure offensive player.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Okay, definitely.
I see
not.
like in body type.
Yeah,
I get
body
that comparison.
Type. Yeah.
Totally.
And
there's obviously some disappointments out there. I'll start with one.
Give me it.
Here's the thing. I know it's early, but Portland's been a little. Portland's been a little bit of a disappointment, but I think they'll figure it out.
Really?
I just think. I think
they'll figure it out.
Yeah, I do. I know
Okay.
Damian Lillard hasn't been fully healthy this year. At least I don't think he's been fully healthy.
Yeah, I think he had a back problem at some point.
And look, the NBA regular season is really long. It's only 20 games in.
Yeah.
They still got to play 82 games.
82 games.
Portland will figure it out. I still think Portland's going to make the playoffs out of all the currently the Western Conference standings.
Mm-hmm.
Portland is not in the playoff race.
What are they, 7-12?
8-12.
8-12, really?
But when it comes to personnel, Damian Lillard, McCollum, Carmelo Anthony's been playing great for them. Who saw that coming? No one. But he's been playing really, really good for them.
Carmelo Anthony.
I know, you laugh, but he's been averaging 22 a game the last 3 games.
We'll talk about that. I don't understand the fit.
I understand the fit perfectly.
We can talk about it now.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll talk about it right now.
Sure.
I introduced it.
You really think Melo's a good fit?
He's a perfect fit.
Really?
He's the Trailblazers lack that position. They don't have any forwards.
I mean, yeah, they don't have any forwards, but
Zach Collins,
they have no Zach Collins, and then
he's hurt.
Nurkic has been out for a long time.
Nurkic
as well.
is a center.
He's a
though.
center, but I know.
Nurkic and Hassan they don't have that small forward, power forward position, and Melo's providing them instant offense, which is what they need right now.
Do they need instant offense?
With Lillard out, they need scoring. With Lillard injured, they need
he's
scoring.
back. He's been back the last few games. I look at that team now, and I think you have maybe a Hall of Fame point guard. All right, you have a perennial All-Star point guard. CJ McCollum as well, who's probably one of the best number 2 scorers on a team in the NBA.
Yeah, he's a great number 2.
Yeah, he's a fantastic number 2. And listen, they've shown that the backcourt can lead them and
they need a front court
playoff series.
Yeah.
But Melo, he's old. Okay, he can make some shots. Inefficient, right?
But he's there for a reason. He has a role. And here's the thing. That's what makes an NBA team good. That's why Miami's good right now. They got a lot of guys who understand their role and understand what they're good and not good at. I think Melo, after being out of the league for a year, a little bit more humble, understands his role. I love the pickup by Portland.
I don't know. I think if you sign Melo, you got to put him off the bench. No, he's starting.
Is he starting?
Yeah, he's starting. At least
Well, that might change when Zach Collins comes back.
It better. Okay, listen.
You don't think he should start?
No, he's a microwave scorer. All right, nothing more. All right,
microwave.
He can hit some threes, hit some classic fadeaway jumpers, right? Classic Melo style.
But he's been efficient. That's what I'm not. You're missing something here.
I mean, okay, maybe he's been efficient through what, 6 games?
They've won 3 in a row. Now they played the Bulls twice.
Wait. Do you remember? I think they lost to the Cavs last week.
You and your Cavs. They did lose the Cavs.
They did. And, Melo played real well that game.
But it's the NBA regular season. Everyone's going to lose to everybody. And here's the thing. They've won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And Melo's looked good.
I mean...
I'm not saying he's the reason they've won 3 in a row.
I mean, he's shooting what?
He's giving them that third score.
He's shooting 46% from the field, which is above his career average actually, which that's really bad. But I mean, I guess he's doing okay. I just don't like when a guy like that, what is he, 34? I don't know. I don't like when he takes.
But he's effective. He's playing well.
Shots.
I think he's playing well.
I just think they need defense. I mean, Portland's what? They
have Hassan Whiteside.
I mean, they allow 115 points a game, which is the top 5 in the NBA for the 5th worst. Which listen, does Melo do
Nobody
much?
plays defense in the regular season.
Does Melo do much for your defense?
No, he's not a defensive player.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You match it. You put him on the opponent's worst offensive player. Let him stand out there, do nothing on defense, and then let him go to work. Give you 18 to 20 a night on offense.
Maybe so. I just think he'd fit better on a team like I don't know.
Exactly.
No. Like a team that needs a spark on offense, not like a.
But I think Portland
team
needs
already.
that third scorer.
Like what if he was on like Miami off the bench, or like Philly, a great defensive team with length, someone where they could mask his
that would actually be a decent. Yeah, but,
even Boston.
But Portland beat him to it.
Yeah, I suppose we'll see how it goes.
Hit up the GM of Philly. Tell him to.
Do you think this is his last?
Snag Mello.
Do you think this is his last team?
I don't really know.
Honestly, I think he might get one more team.
He might get one more. He might stay with Portland another year. Who knows?
Maybe.
Probably
we'll
not.
See.
But
we'll see. All right. So, you mentioned this just a minute ago, but I know it's early. I know it's the last week of November, but Luka Doncic is going to win the MVP. All right. He's going to win the MVP. He's
it's tough to argue against it right now.
He's insane. All right, you saw him last night.
I did. I watched that game.
Phoenix Suns.
Against my Suns.
I mean, did you guys stop him? Did you slow him down?
No, not at all, actually.
What is it, 41, 9, and 11? I think it was.
Look, I don't know. I can't explain how good he is because he's not the most athletic guy.
No, he's not.
He's not the fastest guy. He's not the best shooter.
Obviously, he's nowhere near as strong as LeBron or athletic.
Obviously, yeah. Obviously.
But if you watch him, especially late in games when he wants a three, he holds the ball. Him and LeBron take the three in almost the same spot on the floor, a little bit to the left of the top of the key every time. It's like how LeBron will stand there, he'll just pull up.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's so funny. It reminds me a lot. It reminds me a lot of LeBron. It's really funny. The classic little fadeaway.
I can't explain
the deep
Luka.
three. I don't know what it is.
I can't explain it.
But he's so good.
I think he's just very in control of the game.
Yeah,
he knows when to play fast. He knows when to slow down. He's a great ball handler. Very crafty with the ball.
He controls the game. Not
he
the other
does
way
control
around.
the game. He controls the tempo of the game.
Yeah.
And he's also very unselfish. I think he's second in the NBA in assists to LeBron.
To LeBron, of course.
There you go.
Dude, everyone forgets how great LeBron is every year. He should win MVP. He should have had at least like 4 or 5 MVPs. All right.
I completely agree with that.
Like Harden won
LeBron
it. LeBron
is easily the most valuable player in the. He's way more valuable than Harden.
Well, think about it.
Harden's a stat stuffer.
You take LeBron,
I shouldn't say that. But
you take LeBron off the Lakers and they're out of the playoffs.
Completely agree.
Their bench below average. They have Danny Green, right? Who's good.
Yeah, but he's not going to do anything else
Kyle
other than
Kuzma,
hit a few threes.
Kyle Kuzma, who's okay.
Kuzma hasn't been. I mean,
he hasn't been that
injured, but
he can some threes.
Right.
And then Anthony Davis, who proved that he can't carry a team. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's a good second piece, though.
He's a great second piece. But he had Drew Holiday.
Who's gonna win the West? You would assume it goes through LA, the Clippers or the Lakers. Is there a surprise third team that could win it?
I mean, okay, listen. I've always said the Clippers are the better LA team, and I stand by that.
You'll stand by that?
Even though the Lakers are 17-2, they're still the better team.
I think the Clippers are a more well-rounded team. And
yeah,
I also think
their bench is better for sure.
Yeah, they're deeper.
For sure.
They're deeper.
And I think their defense. Okay, the Lakers have been really good on defense this year, but I still think the Clippers just.
Well, you got the two of the best two-way players in the NBA.
In clutch moments.
Yeah.
I mean, I still take LeBron, but like Kawhi and Paul George, I just love like the I love those two-way wings, like those wing players. I love, and they're two of the best.
Here's the thing: the NBA is very predictable.
So, this year.
I think this year is very predictable.
You think so? I think this is one of the strangest years we've had in a long time. I don't know who's gonna win.
The regular season's so long.
By the way, I think the Jazz are the secret team.
Jazz are good.
I go with the Jazz.
The problem is I don't think there's enough around Donovan Mitchell to beat the Clippers or the Lakers. And here's what we also overlook sometimes in the NBA. It's a best of 7 series.
That's true.
In a best of 7 series, personnel and talent will take over.
Talent will take over, for sure.
And the Lakers and the Clippers are the two best teams talent-wise.
It's a lot different than the NFL. In the NFL, I feel like coaching plays a lot bigger of a role, at least in terms of like...
No, it does.
Like the Pittsburgh...
Scheme, game plan.
Is the perfect example. But in the NBA, talent takes over. Like the Warriors just beat people by sheer talent.
Right.
Like it wasn't like Steve Kerr was like some brilliant coach.
Sure. But you know what? If the Warriors played the Knicks, I could coach the Warriors, and they would probably win the game.
Listen, all I'm going to say is I remember when Draymond Green was drawing up plays against the Suns.
And Iguodala. Those were darker days.
So it's, I mean, what's your record now?
We're 8-10, holding that 8 seed in the West by half a game.
It was a good try. Anyway,
we were 5-2 at one point. Don't know what happened to that.
Some people like Connor Newton, positive till the end. Convinced that the team's good, convinced that you guys are gonna make the playoffs.
We'll see. When we get Ayton back, we'll see what happens. When you
guys are the Kings of this year. I promise.
It's pretty accurate. It's looking like you're right.
The Kings were the 9th seed last year, barely missed the playoffs, just lost some games down the stretch. You guys are gonna go down a similar path, I think. You have the talent, though. You guys have talent.
My secret team is watch out for Denver.
Really?
I think Denver is also very well rounded.
Denver and Utah are two teams that aren't big markets, but they've done a really good job building.
They have. They're both very solid organizations. They both have great coaches.
Yeah, for sure.
And Jamal Murray is taking that next step. He's probably not. I think he's the best player on the Nuggets now. I think he's better than Jokic.
Really?
I think he's taking that next step.
Jokic is the best big man passer though in the NBA.
Okay, yeah, but
yeah, okay.
Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, who'd be number 2? LeBron, but he's not a big man.
He's not a big man. Who? I don't know how good Anthony Davis is at passing.
No, Jokic is probably the most. He's the point center.
Kevin Love used to be a good passer, not anymore.
Yeah.
He just throws full court passes and gets some
Oh yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, no, Denver. Denver's the 2 seed last year. They're a really good team. And I do want to talk about one more team.
One more team?
Yeah, like a couple minutes. Yeah, one more team. The Warriors. I want to talk about the Warriors for a minute because listen.
You have an interesting theory in the Warriors. You were telling me this the other day.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is this is a brilliant plan. And I don't know, and I don't know who came up with it, and I don't think it was intentional. All right, I think going into the season they said,
I think part of it is injuries.
Yeah, no, I think they thought they could make the playoffs and then have Clay come back in the playoffs, and maybe they can make a run. But no, I think once Steph broke his hand, I think they thought, all right, we're tanking. And then listen, they're holding players out for minor injuries. Draymond gets held out for a sore heel. Okay, saying D'Angelo Russell's going to be out for 3 weeks with a sprained thumb. They're not rushing people back because they're not trying to win games. They're trying to lose games. But they have 4 All-Stars on their team. But 3 of them are hurt. When they come back next year, not only will they have 4 All-Stars, but they're going to have James Wiseman as their starting center. All right? Or if they don't have James Wiseman, Anthony Edwards as a wing player. They're both perfect fit. I saw
Anthony Edwards the other day out of Georgia.
Dude,
33
on the Warriors. Imagine him on the Warriors. Run a small lineup with Draymond at center. I don't know. I really like that. So
James Wiseman would be a great fit for that team. He'd be a great fit for that team.
I don't know.
Anthony Edwards.
This is a fantastic plan. I think they're going for a top 3 pick. Hopefully, in their hopes, they get one of the Wiseman or Edwards. Someone like that. They don't need a guard, but Edwards.
Yeah, I don't think they need guards.
A center, a big man, or a wing player.
So you're saying the Warriors will be back to a Western Conference contender next year?
Oh, for sure. I think they're a top 4. If they stay healthy, top 4 seed at worst.
Really?
Next year. Call it right now. Yeah.
Wow.
This year they'll have.
They do have 4 All-Stars.
This year
I forgot about that. 3 All-Stars and Draymond.
2
I wouldn't call Draymond an All-Star.
Wait a minute. You don't think Draymond's an All-Star?
I think Draymond is lifted by the roster around him.
Wow.
I don't think Draymond's that great of a player. Okay. I think he has a very specific role for that team.
They lift him up, but then he lifts them up.
He does.
With him.
He has a very specific role on that team, and he's a very specific personality that team lacks, which is that anger, toughness. Yeah, the fire.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a perfect fit. Everything's a fit.
Well, because Steph and Clay are pretty quiet, generally.
They're very quiet. They're very passive, likable guys.
Yeah.
Finesse players.
Clay was commentating the other night. That was funny.
I saw that, yeah.
That was pretty good.
I saw that.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens with the Warriors, but yeah, we got some games to look forward to. Got some big NFL Sunday. We'll see what happens Sunday there. Tomorrow. I'm hoping my Browns can get back to 500, get back in that wild card race.
Yeah. They could. If you lose tomorrow, though, it's gonna be tough.
We're done if we lose tomorrow. We gotta win tomorrow. The one game we can afford to lose is to Baltimore.
How much John and extracurricular activities gonna be going on tomorrow? What was it? I saw the Mason Rudolph pinatas.
With the helmets. With helmets. That was amazing.
That's really funny.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was great. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. And I think we'll do another one of these as soon as we get back from
maybe
college.
2.5 weeks.
Yeah, I think
middle of December?
December 18th.
We'll figure out a time for you guys.
Something like that. I think we'll be back definitely.
Our audience will be eager to listen to episode number 2.
Oh yeah. No, this is fantastic.
And excuse me. One more detail about this going forward. We plan to do twice a week over winter break.
Yeah, for sure. So
we'll have some more consistent uploads starting in the middle of December, at least for a month, and then obviously when we go back to school in January.
We're hoping for at least 5 or 6 episodes over break for sure. You know,
so hopefully enough material for you guys to get through the NFL regular season, college football playoffs, first round of the NFL playoffs.
And we'll be back for some more interesting wildcard talks. You know, some.
Yeah. Again, when we come back in December,
DeAndre Ayton will be coming back.
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
We need him. We need that big man depth.
Yeah. And we'll see what happens in the college football playoff as well.
All right. Thank you for listening. Go Cats.